Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Deke J. Wilson STEM video. Today we're going to finish up that second part of the Home tab. And again, like I said before, this is not by any means an exhaustive review of the Home tab, but what it is just a high-level overview of of some cool things that you're able to do. Okay, so I'm going to type a few colors here. Um, just to show you some of the things that we'll get into. And let's do green. Okay. All right. So just if I wanted these to stand out a little bit, okay, from the rest of my work, I could put these in bullet points. Okay. One of the cool things about bullet points is that they, rather than things being in paragraph format, the bullet points clearly make these stand out and separate themselves inside your work. Now, check this out. Check this out. One of the cool things that you can do is you see this drop down arrow. So with this drop down arrow, okay, there's other cool things that you can do with your bullet points. So I'm going to define a new bullet. So here you have there's different symbols, pictures, and fonts that you can use for your bullet points. All right. So this font is pretty much the size of the type of bullet point that you. Well, I'm not going to make it that big. Okay. But or you can. So that is how big my bullet point is now. That's like way huge. We don't need it that big. Okay. But then you can also choose to define a new bullet point through a symbol. All right, and if you click on this drop down arrow where it says font, okay, you'll notice that there are tons and tons and tons of different symbols that you can use. I'm going to use Wingdings because there were some pretty fun symbols in here. Okay, so I'm going to use this symbol right here as my bullet point, and then when I click on OK, it's going to bring it back here. All right, and then I'm going to click OK again, and there's my bullet point. Pretty cool, okay? But if you notice, I can also insert a picture. So I'm going to define a new bullet point, and then when I click on picture, it's going to give me a couple options. This one right here, this is if I have a picture saved on my computer that I want to use. And this is if I want to do a search. So I'm going to do a search of, let's say, hearts. Okay. And I'm going to choose, let's say, this heart right here. And I'm going to insert that. And when I click on OK, there is my heart bullet point. Okay, so again, cool things that you can do. Now, this bullet point right here, this is just numbers, just changes everything to numbers. Obviously, there's a drop down. If I want, I can make my bullet points Roman numerals, A, B, C, and so forth and so on. Okay. The next thing, now, one thing to remember is that when we center, we do not center using the tab key or pressing the space bar or anything like that. We center using the center button or the shortcut to center. Okay. So actually, I'm going to take off the numbering. Okay, the bullet points. Now, this centers things exactly how they should be in my work. So if I zoom out, right, that's directly right in the middle of the paper. Okay, that's how you want to center. You don't want to center any other way because it won't really look, it may not turn out how you want. Okay, then the next thing is the right align. So this is left align. This is how we normally write. You have your center. This is right align. Okay, and right align obviously starts uh, everything over to the right side of your paper. All right, so I'm going to put this back to left align. And this is justify. Justification, this is, it tries to um, uh, uh, make your left and your right margins the same. So it's just straight all the way down. Again, I don't have enough written on this to really give you a great example of it. But hey, when you write a research paper, try it out. It looks interesting. All right. So this next button here, this is called line spacing. So remember, in this class, we type, well, in my class it is, we type everything in Times New Romans, size 12, double line space. Now, with line spacing, you can change to a single spacing, 1.15, 1.5, or double line spacing. Again, everything for this class, Times New Roman, size 12, and then make sure that this is set to 2. Okay? Some other things that you can do, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit for this. So just say if I want all of this to be shaded, I can click here and then I can add that particular shading. Now, notice this is a little bit different than the highlighting, okay? So highlighting, it just highlights the word. Shading shades the entire line, okay? Hopefully you see that, but that's something that's kind of cool, okay? And again, I can skip shading, okay? And or I could make some of these different colors, okay? So all about what you want to do. Now, this is, I like to call this adds borders around things that you type. So this is adds a bottom border, a top border, and as you see, as I scroll over them, you'll see the border appear. Again, this is no border. This is all borders, outside borders, borders on the inside, and so forth. Okay, so I want to click here, and it just adds borders. All right. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you sorting. Now, with sorting, this allows you to alphabetize your content. And alphabetizing your content, one of the things that you'll do is if you click here, it will alphabetize everything ascending or it will alphabetize things descending. All right, so if you click here, it puts everything in alphabetical order. And if I wanted to go in reverse, I click here and it goes in descending. Okay, so those are some of the cool things that you can do from the Home tab of Microsoft Word. I hope this has been. I hope this has been a big help to you. Again, hashtag go build something cool. Go do something cool. All right. Thanks for watching.